Welcome. You're watching Vigilant Jack. I'm Jack, and today's podcast number 3 is navigation and communication. And I want to start off the video with navigation, as I've touched up on it on the last podcast, but I want to really dig deep into navigation and what it's all about for me and others like me. So, the number one navigational tool item I have when I'm going out is a compass and a local map of the area. Usually something that will show the topographic inclines, declines, saddles, all this map talk. Might sound confusing at first. It did for me. I just went on YouTube, listened and watched somebody that was well more versed in map talk and how to navigate around a map. As I'll say, I'm not an expert or a professional at this. I'm just doing this as a fun hobby and something to do. So I went to a store, which is an outfitter store, and they had a topographic map of Oregon. It's DeLorme Atlas, and I don't know the other word. I don't really pronounce it, but it's by Garmin. It's a Garmin brand, so it's heavily reliable. Got it for a decent amount of a price. It has recreation sites, camping grounds, fishing, hunting areas, all mapped out, but this thing is huge. This is something where I want to take a picture of, have it on my phone, or print a copy of when I'm going out and doing that thing, like a hike, which I did today at Bald Hill. And it's relatively easy to do that if you have one of these atlases. But you can go to your local city. Sorry, I forgot it. Your local city's information center, and they have maps of the area. Here in Corvallis, Oregon, they have a big one, and they're really welcoming, and they walked me through everything that Corvallis has to offer in the surrounding areas. They had maps there. They had they had all sorts of maps. They had the regular state map. They had more detailed maps of the bike paths and the trails, and they had the bus systems and whatnot. Yeah, it was a pretty cool experience. I think I did that about a month and a half ago, month and a half, and I got pretty much set up. I already had the maps of Oregon, but I didn't have really good city maps or the surrounding of the city, and that was pretty awesome to get my hands on. But navigation, having a map, having a compass, having a true north, and knowing where you're at, and is a very big important thing when you're going hiking. And with communication, what I have is a GMRS radio. I am licensed. I went to the FCC, did the whole rigmarole, throw money at the government. They give me a call sign where I'm good for 10 years, and it can be used with my call sign can be used with my immediate family. So my mom, dad, brother, sister, grandma, immediate family. I use the GMRS radio, and it's pretty cool because it's kind of like a really easy ham radio to get into. It has a bunch of numbers and buttons and doohickeys on it that you can be pressing, but you do need that license though to quote unquote be legal, which I recommend doing, so you don't, just keep it there. But yeah, this thing has the NOAA channel, the NOAA weather channel. It can pick up local FM, AM radio signals. It has multiple settings on it, frequencies and what you can put it at. But if you connect it to the repeaters, they go pretty long distance if you have it just right. I have a book called the Baofeng Bible. Tells you everything that you need to know about the Baofeng. I read into that and got my Baofeng set up manually, which I recommend as well, and to manually input frequencies so you're not 100% reliant on going on a computer and just programming the channels into that device itself. It's always good to be able to type in certain frequencies on like the go, because someone or some people are listening on in the conversation, or it's too high of a traffic channel, you'll know how to switch over to a different channel or a different frequency. That is the number one for me, communication out in the field or in the sticks. What I really want to get into, and I've actually seen on another channel, and the person, for the longest time did not have it. It's actually really spendy, but it's a Garmin. It's a device that if you press a button, it sends a distress beacon to the authorities or rescue of your exact location, and that's more likely to get you your help if you get in a pickle. That I've seen those go up to $500, $300, above $200 for sure. Reliable ones, newer ones. I do want to get into that. That's like a really good tool to have when you're backpacking alone, like I do most of the time. Uh, if I do go with somebody, it's probably somebody really close to me. Um, but yeah, another probably good communication device would be a satellite phone, so I can communicate on the satellites. I guess that's just where I'm at with that. So, in conclusion, for today's podcast, I do want to reiterate that a compass, a local map of your area, some type of communication like a handheld radio like mine, the Baofeng, GMRS radio or FRS radio, a walkie-talkie, anything of the sorts, is pretty big when you're going out there and doing your thing. It keeps you safe and it keeps other people safe. If you get lost, they can, communicate with you, or with maps you can make meet up locations where you're at or where you want to go if you get lost. So that's with navigation too, with that. But yeah, I'm gonna try to get another person in on this podcast, so it's more, bounce conversation, and it's longer form. I know that I like some longer form content when I'm listening to podcasts. But yeah, today just took it out of me. Pretty beat for today, but I appreciate everybody watching my video. Every like helps, and I appreciate it. And subscribe if you guys want to see more content like this, and leave a comment of what you think about navigation and communication and what you use, and what pointers I haven't talked today about. Leave them down in the comments. Thank you, and Jack out.